Hello and welcome to today's live trading London session, 29th of July. Let's just start sharing screen and come over and look first of all at Forex Factory, which is what we check. I don't think there's any news today, is there? Yes, 29th. We've had Australian news, we've got some US news, but not till much later on today. So just be aware of that if you're trading New York session and later on into the evening. So I've just on Chance's session on Go Live, and he had 7 setups. I didn't have all the same scans as him. So just start by looking at this one, Euro USD. So when we talk about confirmations to our trade, I actually asked him this question because I said, but you didn't get the break and the retest of the 10 pips, which is what we look for. You didn't get the break and the retest. So I've got a pitchfork, that pink line, and the orange line, the quarter theory. And there you can see it went 7.5, which sometimes catches us out. And he said, yes, but you did get a break and a retest. And he said, if you look at the 50, and in fact, it did do the 20 pips. If you look at the 15 minute, just get rid of that one, then what he's saying is be more subtle about how we look for the confirmations, because on the 15-minute candle, he said you got the break and the retest. So it came, there was quite a shoot up. It did close below on there, but actually he might have had a slightly different pitchfork, I think, because that close seemed to be higher up, but you had a long wick and it was closing there on quarter theory. So he's saying that did give you the break and the retest because you had the push up, and then it broke down and then shot up. So that wick tells you the story, is what he's saying about the break and the retest. And then if we look at it just magnified on the 1 minute, it was, let's just do that. So although that wasn't 10 pips break and retest, he said what he was seeing was the fact that it did this. I think this is what he said, how he marked it up. From there, you had that candle push up, then down, then it stalls out, and then it launched. So he was looking at that, back to that 62. So when we don't see 10 pips, but we just see 7.5, what he's saying is the more chart time you do, then the more you learn to read the charts about the momentum in the market, because you did have the upward momentum. You had a 1 minute candle that gave a strong push up, and then it gave you the break back down, that green one back down, and then it launched. So it's just learning these finer points of trading, and it catches me out as well because I wasn't sure about that one, and I had it marked like this for a sell. It has done the 20 pips, I think. Now, I'm pretty sure I just measured it before I came on. So it just did the 20 pips, and then it's now coming back down. So let's see what it does now, whether we get a sell opportunity on that. Let me just get rid of that markup on there. So we'll mark some things up. And he had 7 setups this morning. I didn't catch them all in terms of because he moves too quickly, but he's put them on Pip Talk, which is page 3, go into im.center, left-hand menu, Pip Talk. They're on page 3, Chance and Samantha, and he's put them all in there, the screenshots. So he had Euro USD, Euro JPY, Euro GBP, Euro AUD, Euro CAD, AUD CAD, USD CAD, and USD Chef were the 7 that he looked at this morning. So what I'm going to do is put an alert back down here. Now, I don't know if that's going to carry on up because actually, I don't think I will do that. Let's have a look at it another way. Let's see where that momentum is, whether it's still going to carry on up, because it's done the 20 pips. So if we come just out to the 5 minutes, and yes, this was a scan I had. Sometimes I don't always have the same scans as him, and I don't know why. I'm not going on so many of his sessions now, but I thought I had most of them. So this is on the 5 minute, and you can see that the orange 62 is still well above the 15 minute. It's now come above quarter theory and that pitchfork. So it's still in a strong upward momentum up to that point there. We have, unless it gives us another entry and takes off again, then you know, we're looking to see whether it's going to drop back down. I think on this one he also put a fib on it, but it wasn't really working on it. So let's have a look at it back on the 1 minute. So it's just curling below that 62 there, just stalled out on it a bit. So this isn't a hugely fast pair in terms of doing that big push up and then saying it's going to carry on up. But we have still got, let's put our trend line back on from there. Got a trend line, you could do it quite tight there or out there. So I'll put it there, and then I'll put an alert on here to see if it comes back to this point. Just create that. And settings, put that in pale blue. That's it. So it does look like it's carrying on up, but if it is, then we've missed that entry. So you can always ask me for old scans. I can send you screen grabs. You just have to go back through and see if you can find the points. That's our next possible entry up here, 1.18. And I'll just, that's 50, so it's not going to be over 60. Sorry, I just need to answer a message. Hang on a minute. Just put a no on someone's thing. No. Sorry, on a call, but thank you. Please post here. Sorry about that. Let's come back and share screen. Oh, I've got something in the chat. He makes it look so easy, loads of setups. Well, yeah, he does. He's been at it 5 years, hasn't he? And thousands of hours doing it. One day we will be as good as that. Okay, so that's Euro GBP. Let me just mark that off. And as I say, I haven't got time to go through. I think it would slow us down too much to go through Pip Talk, look at his screen grabs and look at them. But if you can bring up your Pip Talk while we're going through these, then you can either comment or look at them yourselves, because I can't keep up with how fast he goes, and I don't have all the same scans. So that was our Euro USD. Euro JPY next. And some of them will take a while. That's what he says. You just do your personal development or whatever else. You might have to get off, do something else. You're waiting for the setups to come to you, not forcing the trades. And that is very important. So this is an example where I couldn't look at what he was looking at because I didn't have the same scan as him. I don't know why. On Euro JPY, maybe, I don't know why, because I did used to attend every session. So that was one I couldn't do anything with. Just get rid of those markups. pretty sure I haven't got a scan hidden behind here. Let's take some of this off. Oh, I have got some. No, I've got some, but they're probably not going to show up. They're probably old ones. Can't see anything appearing that's coming up within where price is now. They're all very old ones. Let's come out to the hourly. So that's the nearest scan I have got, which is from that's that second pitchfork from 6th of July. That's what the green scan is that I'm working off. I just don't have anything else that's like he's got. Can always ask him if I go on a session and say, will you give us the latest scan? Because he's working off something different, but that's all I've got up in that region. So I can't help you on that one. I can't trade that one until I can mark it up. It looks like it is. No, I'm not going to mark that up because it's got to come right up here. It's miles away from anything, so I'm going to leave. That's someone commenting in trade ideas, doing something. Euro GBP. I should have turned notifications off. That's going to ping away, but at least it's our crowd. Right, so Euro ORD was the next, sorry, Euro GBP, this one. I haven't got anything on that either, so I've got it marked down here. That is a slow moving pair. The orange is crossed below the blue. If I look at my scans, that's off that one from the 20th of July. It worked its way down very nicely. The extensions brought it back in. These extensions acting like the Bollinger Bands have brought it back in, and it's sitting at that point there. So I've got a scan that I can see below there, but that's still some way off as well. And that's from quite a way back. That's from that D point from April. Again, if you want any of these, just ask me and I'll do a screen grab for you. So I can't do anything with Euro GBP at the moment. And I've got an alert set down there. I'll take that. I don't want that one. So I don't know what he's using until I ask him for the scan or look at where he's put his screenshots. Euro ORD was the next one. Again, I haven't got his scan on this one either. So I had an alert up here because of the gap between the pitchfork on this one was big. That's that pitchfork there, 97. So I put an alert up there, but it's dropping, so I'm going to move that to there. So that's a possible quarter theory trade. And that is from Where's that? Oh, that was that scan that almost runs straight across. That's that white one I'm following back. So that's this weird one here. It's a bit of a strange shape. And in fact, if I look at that, I don't like that D point there. That looks like, actually, that looks like a failed scan to me, because it is, this is what I was talking to Jason about last night. Can you see how it didn't hold it at all? It was a strange shape anyway, and it dropped straight down past any stop loss you would have seen on the scanner. So I'm actually going to remove that one. So that probably doesn't help trading today, but that's why I like to check back to see if the pips hit the lines, that the scans are still valid when I'm using an old one, and also to check something like that, because I don't always capture all the D points have moved, or I may have left a scan on that I was not sure about. So that leaves me in the middle of nowhere. I haven't looked at the scanner this morning. So I'm going to take that off and have to look at the scanner at some point to see if there's anything new, or ask Chance what he's got, because until that works its way back down here. What's that one? That was an old trend line, I think. Get rid of that.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
I can get you a EG scan if you would like.
Oh yeah, thank you. I would. Just get rid of.
I'll make it up real quick.
Thanks very much. I'll just get rid of that trend line I've got there. Yeah, because it's unusual on a pair like this that I wouldn't have anything. But I really didn't like that old one. Is that an hourly? Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll just leave that like that. I'll put something new on when I've got it. So that's, sorry, Eurusd. That was that one. What else did he have? Eurusd, Euro GBP, where's that gone? This one is working its way down now. That's one that he looked at. Let me just go to Euro GBP. Hang on. Yeah, Eurusd's a very fast pair. So I would normally expect to see more scans on that. I don't understand why I haven't got one for that at the moment. Euro GBP, there we are. That's where it is at the moment, and I've set that down there. So we're just waiting for that. Eurusd we've just discussed. I haven't got anything on. AUD CAD was the other one he looked at. That one. So let me take that alert off. I didn't see what he marked up on that one. It was in a buy situation there. There's a pitchfork. Again, I don't know what else he was going off on that. I can't see a fib. He may have had a slightly different scan, because I wouldn't really have that as a trade set up unless anyone's got anything they can comment on that. Don't think I've got anything else hidden. These might be old ones. So it's an old one. So at the moment I'm in a scan from July 15th. But it didn't work its way all the way down, did it? So it just has come right up. I can see some old, it's got an alert going off on Euro USD. So it's out in the extensions on that one. I can see it in some other scans here, but at the moment it's still in this one. So I can see some faint lines behind. Euro USD, we'll look at that in a minute. So if chance was, I've got a pitchfork and a quarter theory, but it didn't, I don't know, I haven't had time to look at pip talk. So that was 3.2 pips off anyway. It's still in an upward momentum, but price is playing between the two at the moment. This would be New York and Asian session pair. I don't know what he was marking up on that. I didn't catch it. So I've got nothing really on that I'm interested in at the moment myself. Let's have a look at Euro USD as that alarm's gone off. So it's coming back to where I had it for the sell. It's crossed down below the 62. So in my opinion, if it now does a break and a retest to this downside, then we have a sell opportunity. So let's just mark that up, but not until it's
I did happen to put that scan in the chat, but if you would use the second link, I didn't realize the first link I sent had the points bumped a little bit.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's open that up. So Euro GBP, this is on a 5-minute chart. Okay, anyway, let me just have a look down here. So what date is that? Is this July? Must be July.
That is July, yes.
Okay, so I've got July X point just before the 15th. I've got an A point just after the 15th to the 16th. B.
Let's see, go to the 30-minute chart. X will be at the 14th of July at 9. Let's see. That's UTC -5 in Chicago.
Yeah. And then I've got a BD point at the 20th here. Right, so let's come back to share screen and stop that, and Euro GBP 30-minute. So we've got 14th. So that must be this point here. 14th, that one. 14th.
That looks right, yes.
Yes, and then the A point, the 15th, it must be the same A point, yeah? That's the next low.
That looks spot on.
And then up here to that same D point for the, so it's the 20th at 8:30 my time. Does that look about right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then down there and up there, which would be, that's the 21st, and then the 22nd, yeah?
Yes.
It's quite a big scan. So I'll just get that. If I dim that. I don't know if that doesn't look the right shape to me. It must be over here. No, there's something a bit wrong here. It's not the 27th, is it? So that must stay there. I think that B point, is that better down there? 20th of July. Need to bring your chart up again. th, and the B point is at between just after the 16th. Yeah. Take that one off.
The one that you just hid was the one that I had sent.
That one.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I've got myself confused. Hang on, I'm going to have to go back. Right. So that was my original. That was mine. That one. This one is mine. Because these yellow points are the one I was trying to draw for yours. But the chart you've sent me is the 5 minutes, so I'm trying to work it out on the 30 minutes. So, and we've got a time difference. So the first point I've got is the 14th of July, and I'm on Paris time, Matthew. So I've got 16:30 my time. So it's going to be about 7 hours before. It's going to be about 11 a.m. your time. Is that right on that one?
It would be 9, yes.
So that point looks right, doesn't it? Then the A point at 15th of July, I've got at 1700 hours.
Right.
And the B point, that's where I'm struggling. What's your B point?
The B point is exactly the same as mine.
Oh, it is that one, is it? The 16th of July at 1300.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So where's your C point?
That first downward push after the B.
The same as this one, the 16th of July.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we're looking at the same scan. Then D at 20th of July 8. Because that's the same scan I've got.
20th of July. Yes, ma'am.
So we're working off the same scan.
Okay.
So let me just come back and get ourselves back where we were. So we've got, just come back there. So on Euro GBP, I'm waiting for it to come down to this level here. Then I've got the alert set just above quarter theory. I've got that pitchfork coming through at 0.90523. So that's what we're waiting for on that setup. And I've got the alert set. Oh, add alert, haven't got the alert set. So that's Euro GBP. Euro USD, let's check in on that. So we've got it crossing now. For our sell, so we don't want to get in before quarter theory. We've got the 62 pushing it down for the sell. We've got the pitchfork touch, which is that pale pink dotted line. And we've got it breaking quarter theory. But the downside to this is it could spend a bit of time sitting in that space between the pitchfork and quarter theory. So if it does break on through, then we need to see it do that break and retest that we want to see before we get into the trade. So I know it did it here, which I thought was the sell, but then it broke above the 62. Chance had it for a buy, and obviously he knows better. Goes without saying. So it broke above the 1 minute trend and the 62. And then as we discussed, we didn't get a clear 10 pip break and retest, but Chance saw that big push up on the blue arrow, the break back with the big green arrow, the stall out, and then it took off for the 20 pips. So I'm learning how to read the charts the same way he does, even though we couldn't measure 10 pip clear break and retest. It was only 7.5. He saw those engulfing candles. And that's how he read the story. So I learnt a lot from asking that question this morning, because I said that you didn't get a clear break and retest on the Euro USD, and he went through it on the 1 minute and the 15 minute. So do ask questions. You know, we're paying to learn this. You know, there's no shame in asking questions. He's still learning as well. Now look at that. You see, it's gone back up again now. So it's probably just testing. Where are we? Just past the half hour. So it's probably just testing this. But you know, this is what these things do. So this could be this break and retest back before the downside. So keep an eye on that one. I'm going to move that because I don't want to look at it unless it starts to come down there. Let's just put that on. So it's pushed right back up again. So we'll leave that one for the moment. So even if that was giving us another setup for the buy, I wouldn't want to get into that below the 62. That's the way I'd read that one, and therefore I would be 4 pips off the pitchfork there. Let's move on. So OrdCAD was his next one. That one I haven't got anything on. It's in the outer extensions there, I think, on that. What's that? What's that it's in? It's coming up there. And that's the last scan I have on that one, which is from the 15th of July. That's OrdCAD. USD CAD. That was one of his others. So it broke down below. There's the 62 running down. It broke down below quarter theory. There's the pitchfork up here. I think he had this for a buy. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure he had it for a buy, but I marked it up like this. That needs to come up there, and it only did that many pips off here. Oh, it just about did the 10 off the quarter theory. So have we still got a downward trend? I think it's breaking it. We could put our trend line like that. It's a bit too far out. Pick up as many touches as we can. So I've got touches down here and touches to this side. Let me take that off. So at the moment it's breaking above. Seems to have flattened out, doesn't it? On that one, I've got 2 pitchforks going on here, pink and a green. Ooh, I can't remember why I circled that. So that was, I'm looking at previous lines of support and resistance. Get rid of that. It's from yesterday. So what pitchforks am I picking up? Got a very old green one. Which is from December. And where's that pink one from? Pink one The pink one is the better one, I think, which is from June. So maybe that'd be less confusing if we just dim that out. And just work off the pink one. I don't know what Chance was working off, because again, I think he had something slightly different. So the reason I had the green one was because it was near to the quarter theory, but that's a very old one. And that doesn't help us on a setup because it just gives us too much of a gap between quarter theory and the pink one. So I don't have, that's a nice point up there. Price isn't anywhere near there, where you've got quarter theory crossing that pink pitchfork. And it's on its way down. So the next point to look at would be, I'll take that off, I think, that one. So the next point is going to be down here for me. I haven't got anything on this at the moment now. What's the gap though? Ah, how big is that? I think that was a big one, 65. So actually you can take quarter theory trades on this one, on the 1 minute. So we're just leave that like that then. And see if price comes back down, but we wouldn't want to get in unless that curled down. And then you've got to see how many pips you're going to be away from quarter theory, because it did do the break and the retest there back up to where that's a very nice point where the 62 has crossed quarter theory and it wicks off it there. So it's testing the 62 and it's kept below it, but now it's broken above for the buy, but the quarter theory is saying sell, and it's broken that 1 minute trend line that we had. So it's a bit in between on that one at the moment. And if it does come down here, then for me, it's going to be too far away from that quarter theory, really, to get in. So not an ideal setup for me. So the last one he was looking at was USD Chef. And again, I did pull the chart up when he was on, and I've got no scan on whatever he's looking at on this one. So I don't know if he was looking at very old pitchforks, because that's the latest one I had, which came up the other day from June, 30th of June, and price is right down here. I can't, you know, all my other ones are right back here. They're nowhere near price at the moment. I can see something running through there. I can see some lines running through here, but I don't think they're going to pick it up. It's right up there anyway, so I'd have to try and draw a second pitchfork, and that would take a little bit of time, so I won't do that this morning, because I'm not even sure if I draw a second pitchfork, but I'll pick it up. You have to, it has to be in the opposite direction of the scan, so if I want it to come up there, I've got to look for something that was pointing down, that would have to be right down here. And I haven't got anything right down there. I just haven't got anything in that region that's going to pick it up, I don't think. That's my nearest. As I say, I've got some green lines there, but that's right up over there. So again, I'd have to ask Chance if he's got anything to pick that up. So that was USD Chef. So we'll have to look at some.
The second one back and draw a second.
Sorry?
Couldn't you use the second one back, the XABC?
Let's have a look.
Second pitchfork. You don't think he's got access to the new Harmonic scanner, and therefore he's got a load of different scans?
Well, I don't know. I've not, you know, unless you ask, you don't know, do you? I don't know. So this one here, that one, would that pick up a second pitchfork? You mean XA lined up with C? I don't think it would it? So it's so steep, isn't it?
No, you can't take a best fit. It would be too steep, wouldn't it, to come back down again?
I think it's, you know, it's so far down because it's not that big a scan anyway, isn't it? It looks to me, I mean, I'm no expert. If I drew that XA, even with the best fit, I can't see I'd get an angle that far down to there. It's just dropped out of nowhere, hasn't it? It's gone down 50, 100, 150, 250 pips. The US dollar against the Swiss franc. I mean, that, and it's still dropping. Look at that there. It's just shuffling it down. No, I don't think I've got anything I can do with that. So I'm going to close that one. So I didn't get on terribly well with his setups this morning because I thought, well, I've just not got anything. This one, OrdCAD, I can pick up again because I've got loads of lines going through there, but it's still in the extensions at the moment. So I'm going to leave that one because I'm hoping it might push it back into the scan. But if I set an alarm, then it's going to go off straight away. And I don't really want to do that at the moment. So I'm going to make a note to have a look at OrdCAD later. Euro, I'll come out, go live. Euro GBP, can't do anything on that. USD CAD has gone up again. Sorry, pressed the wrong button. So I haven't got a setup on that. And Euro USD does look like it's coming down. So let's stay watching this one. Okay, so Euro USD, we have if we just break it down, we've got pitchfork touch, obviously. We haven't got our break and retest yet of pitchfork and quarter theory. That's what we're waiting for. So price is coming, that's saying sell on the 62. Got a nice little indecision candle wicked off the quarter theory there. Sometimes though I find that can happen and then it still goes back the other way. There's that indecision candle, then it went up and just stalled along the 62. So I wonder whether that is now going to give us what we want. So that would be, that's about 10 pips like that. That's from quarter theory, that's 7.5. And to the pitchfork, that's 9. So that line there gives you about the break and the retest we want to look for. But if you remember when we spoke about the example he gave us, he had this as his break and retest all the way up there, and then a stall out, and then up for the 20 pips. So it doesn't always give us a clear 10 pips, like a sort of a, you know, if I do it like this. So that's why he's saying read the candles. So that might not be what we get. Just get rid of that one. So this might be our best opportunity. Right. Like that. So keep an eye on that one for a break and a retest, so that and then for when the candle turns. So that's quite a good setup, possibly. And GCAD, shall I put an alert on that then? Let me put my own alert on. Just put it down there, see what happens. And then GCAD, I didn't have the scan he's got, so the orange is above, the 62 is above quarter theory, it's still on its way up. Those are the outer extensions. So it looks like it's leveled off there though. Doesn't look like it's moving that much. I haven't got anything on that. And we'll just look at one or two more. We haven't looked at EN. I've still got my alert set down there. It hasn't moved very much. All the way through London. And this is a fast pair. It's just done that, nothing. But it still can't break above. So that's quite a nice one. But it can't, that's amazing. Just doing nothing. I can see that's an old pitchfork. It's stalling off there. I pick it up, show you. I can see it there. That's what I love about these things. And I can see another one there. Not that you want to use loads of pitchforks. You don't want to confuse yourself. It's just to show you the power of it. It's struggling between two extensions off an old pitchfork, and that's a different one, that dotted line. So it's got a lot of problems here to try and overcome, and that's why it's made that pattern. It just cannot break that old pitchfork at the moment. But if we draw our trend line, anchor it up there, that's quite wide though. Something like that there. So, but that's quite a wide line for a fast pair like that, but very interesting that it's just completely doing nothing there. So I'm still keeping my alert down there. So not a lot this morning. Have a look at, we haven't looked at GCAD. I like to look at the fast pairs just before we go. And Les is on later. I think it's 1:30 and 6:30 UK time. So nothing on GCAD, still going up till it comes up to extensions. But then the problem there is it's going to hit that quarter theory if it does come down, and that's only going to be, oh, that's 20 pips away. So I'll probably be wanting to look at it, see if it gets pinged back into that scan. I haven't checked the scanner today for any new ones either. and one last one. So EN, EA, GCAD, GBP, JPY, what's that doing? That's another fast one with big pips if you get a good setup. Not seeing it myself now. That. That's out of my scans. Nothing there for me. That's really weird, isn't it? Everything's just not in any scans or even second pitchforks at the moment. Okay, one very last one. That's GJ, GA, GA. What's that doing? Orange says buy, quarter theory says buy, upward trend says buy. Wait till it hits that pitchfork, but that's probably too big a stop loss. That's too big stop loss for me. Wouldn't ever do that. So again, I haven't got anything else on that one. So not for me this morning, not very good setups at all. Chance did find that 20 pips on the Euro USD, but I had it marked up the other way. That's that one. And at the moment, it's just now playing between the quarter theory and the pitchfork. So now we'd be looking at, so it's 10 a.m. You might find things start to move, 10 a.m. UK time. But I didn't have a lot this morning, so I think that's about my best setup at the moment. So I'm just going to stop share. And it's a waiting game. It certainly is, Nuno. Thanks very much for joining. And thank you, Matthew, for your help on that setup. And I'll see you all tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm on at 8 a.m. UK time, because Chance just does Tuesday, Wednesday. And remember, Les on HFX at 1:30 and 6:30 UK time today. So bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.